Vietnam has one of the fastest growing economies in the world, with new factories and businesses springing up around the country. And with more than 2,000 miles of coastline, it's also a top exporter of seafood. Located on the southern edge of beautiful Ha Long Bay is the city of Haiphong. It's considered an economic hub of industry and tourism for the north and has been the center of Vietnam's fishing industry.
When you hear the word fish, most people think of something that looks like this. But in Vietnam, they're actually talking about fish sauce, also known as nuoc mam. It's the most favored condiment in the country, and some of the best fish sauce in the world is made on an island not far from here called Cat Hai.
Fish sauce is to the Vietnamese as ketchup is to the Americans. I'm a huge fan of the Cat Hai version that unfortunately is available only in Asia because of trade agreements, so I'm thrilled to have been invited to tour the factory itself. I hop on the ferry for the short jaunt from Haiphong to the island of Cat Hai. It's a small island devoted to one big business, the making of fish sauce. Much of the land on the island is now used for shrimp and fish farming, whose sole purpose is to provide the goods for the sauce-making process.
The Vietnamese love salty and fermented flavors in their cooking, and they'll make fish sauce out of squid, out of little shrimp, and most famously, out of anchovies.
And they make all three types here at the Cat Hai Fish Sauce Factory.
How you doing? Good to see you.
Factory director Vu Van Cao is going to take me through the process, which is pretty simple. Fish sauce is made from just 3 ingredients.
I can smell it.
Seafood, salt, and water. So the process is really about the fermentation.
Ah.
Each of these clay barrels contains the seafood, salt, water, and the mixture sits in the sun to ferment. Barrel after barrel, courtyard after courtyard, there are hundreds of them in various stages of fermentation. After nearly a year of baking in the clay barrels in the hot sun, the fish sauce is transferred to low aluminum Quonset huts for storage.
When the vintners determine that the fish sauce is ready to be strained, it gets placed in these 20-gallon barrels. It then gets dumped into these big clay pits where it strains. That process takes 20 days. It drips slowly through the filters down into these vats here, where it's then siphoned away for bottling. That's fish sauce.
From mixing to bottling, the entire process is all done by hand to the tune of 5,000 bottles a day. The Cat Hai sauce is renowned for its taste because of the quality of the ingredients and those who make the sauce.
This fish sauce is one of those foods where you can taste the experience of the maker, and you can also taste the world in the bottle.
The rugged interior portion of Thailand's Phuket Island is filled with acres of greenery. Known as the Muang District, this area is less developed and prime for some of the country's best-known and largest sources of agriculture: bananas, coconuts, and rubber trees. But one of the most famous Thai crops around is also one of the most expensive.
The cashew nut plays a vital role in the local economy here in southern Thailand, especially in Phuket. So I thought it was high time that I visited one of the local cashew factories.
But before the cashew nuts even make it to the factory, the fruit is nudged from the trees high in the Phuket hills. Workers gather the whole fruit, including the cashew apple on top, which is used mainly for juicing. The labor-intensive harvest is just one of the reasons these nuts end up being so expensive. Right outside of Phuket town, the Methi Cashew Nut Factory has been processing cashews for nearly 40 years. Any flavor you can dream up, it's likely they sprinkle it on cashews. Varieties range from plain and salted to fried with garlic, chili, or wasabi.
Angie?
Oh, hi, morning, Angie.
Swati Krab.
Ka.
Where do we start? This is beautiful.
Oh, okay, this way. We go to the factory first?
Angie Kuhn runs Methi Cashew Factory. She's worked here for more than a decade in all areas of production.
Here we are. This is the steamer.
So why do the nuts have to be steamed?
Because the shell from the tree is a little bit soft. So after we steam it, when it cools down, the shell will become harder, cracker, easier to open it.
Gotcha.
And make the shell separated with the nut.
The cashews are left to cool in large baskets, allowing the shells to harden slowly so they can be cracked open with ease. Cashews are never sold in the shell because there's a caustic layer of oil between the outer shell and the skin on the nut. Dozens of women operate shelling machines that extract the raw cashews. A steel blade pierces and breaks the shell. The black soot that's covering their gloves is the oil left over from the steaming process.
It's not an easy job, you know.
No, not at all.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Slow roasting the cashews at this stage is really more about removing that second layer of fine skin from the nut than making them crunchy.
We put into this machine, this traditional one, we use a lower heat, about 70 degrees.
Yeah.
About 14 hours.
Wow.
We're outfitted in sanitary protective gear since this is the final step before the cashews are sold. Here, employees separate the broken nuts and pick out any last bits of the shell that may have been left behind.
Here's the kitchen.
Thank you. Boy, we just keep going through layer after layer of increased security.
Yes, this is the top secret of this factory.
So you actually cook all of the flavored nuts here in this kitchen.
Here in this kitchen, exactly.
Today, the cooks are preparing another batch of their bestseller, cashews topped with a sugary sesame seed crunch. They sell so many of this flavor, it needs to be cooked nearly every day just to keep up. The sugar caramelizes, allowing the sesame seed and salt to stick to the nuts. Cashews are a staple in many Thai dishes, but they're just as satisfying when eaten by the handful. There's a smorgasbord of flavors here, from honey and chocolate to coffee or butter.
This one, you try first, I don't tell you.
I can smell it from here. It's wasabi.
Yes, it's wasabi flavor, our newest one. But it's popular, it's good.
Very good.
Yes.
It's very, very, very horseradishy.
Yes.
Oh, you better put a lid on those. You're gonna burn my eyes.
Okay, and then this one is the hot stuffed chili.
You know what's great about that? It's spicy, but not too spicy.
Ah, yes, and the important thing
Woo! I may need another one of those.
when you swallow it, you feel the hot, you feel the spicy.
Oh, yeah.
When you're chewing it, it's not so hot.
Oh, yeah. All right, now here's the one I've been most interested in.
Tom yum soup. For the Thai cuisine, is very famous. We put all the some herbs, like lemongrass, like lime leaves, and some mushroom, and then just mix together, and then put the shrimp. That is tom yum soup.
Yeah.
And put the chili and the lemonade. That is sour and spicy. We just use the same ingredient
In a
to
nut.
grind it, and then mix with the nut. Soup on the nut.
I love the little pieces of kaffir lime leaf.
You like the soup, you will like the nut.
This is genius.
Really, thank you very much.
Ah. Now these are what they were making in the kitchen.
Yes, just not in the kitchen, directly from the kitchen.
And these are your most popular.
Yes, most popular sesame seed flavor.
When I was a kid, I used to love to get those sesame seed candies.
Yes.
Those little hard ones. These are the best of both worlds.
Oh.
Cashews in sesame seed
Oh,
candy.
yes.
Oh my God.
Simple, but good taste.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
This is outrageous.
Oh, thank you.
Powerfully good. Oh, someone needs to put these away. Oh,
The cashew apple that's attached to the base of the nut is also edible and makes a delicious, naturally sweet juice. It's great all on its own, but the Thais like to mix it with soda, whiskey, or ferment it into wine.
Refresh.
very refreshing. It's got a very funky taste, a little bit sour, a little bit sweet.
That's it.
Very refreshing.
Just between apple juice and the plum juice.
Exactly.
Yes.
And with a little overtone of ginger ale.
Oh, yes, that's the soda.
Tasty, yes, but since the cashew apple is highly perishable, it's rarely exported, so you have to try it while you're here.
Thank you very much, my dear.
You're welcome.
This has been great.
Yep.
After seeing the delicate and laborious process that goes into these natural treats, it's pretty clear why cashews are typically one of the highest priced nuts. Chicago has been called the most American of cities. It's a brawny, blue-collar town with soaring ambitions to build, create, and innovate. That's why Carl Sandburg called his town husky and brawling, the city of big shoulders. And there's something very American about the way this town seems fueled by waves of immigrants who come to reinvent themselves and reinvent their city in the process. Chicago became a boom town back in the 1800s, a magnet for the Irish, Poles, and Germans. Then African Americans migrating from the South. And today, it's Latinos, Asians, and Middle Easterners. Each wave of newcomers brings culinary traditions from back home that end up becoming Chicago traditions. So exploring Chicago's food scene today means constantly sliding along between tradition and innovation. What could be more traditional than a hot dog? Chicago has more hot dog restaurants than any other major city in North America. It's quintessential Chicago food, and there's even a style of dog named for the city. And the most celebrated hot dog brand was born here. Back in 1892, a couple of Austro-Hungarian immigrants came up with something they called the Vienna hot dog. And out of that came all of this.
Wow.
Today's Vienna Beef hot dog is created with space-age technology and old-fashioned hands-on human labor. This is Jim Bodeman, the CEO of Vienna Beef.
How much meat is cleared through here every day? This is very impressive. You got a big line.
It's probably in the neighborhood of 1 million pounds a week.
1 million pounds a week.
That's 1 million pounds of pure brisket beef and white bull fat. These are the guys that cut up the 1 million pounds of meat for the hot dogs. They're called boners, really, and they're paid by the piece.
There's a guy who counts the brisket bone. At the end of the day, the bone counter is the most important guy in the company.
The fellow who looks at the other guy's bones is always the primo guy.
The ground beef becomes hot dog meat when it goes into a processor that looks like R2-D2's overweight cousin. They mix it up with sodium nitrate to cure the wieners and a secret mix of spices, and then it all gets pureed into hot dog slurry and then sealed up inside sheep intestine. Bet you didn't know that's what's holding your hot dog together.
It's that sticky protein that allows the sausage to have, when you bite into it, it bites back at you a little bit, and that's what we're looking for.
I like a good sausage that bites back.
There you go. You are good. A natural. It's a natural.
Once the dogs are wrapped, they go into the smokehouses, where they're cooked under perfectly controlled conditions.
This gives us a recording of all the cook cycles, so we know what the temperatures are. This will be cooked in these smokehouses with natural hickory smoke.
Yeah.
And gets up to 170 or 175 degrees, and it's ready to go and be packaged.
This particular batch is being made for people who prefer skinless hot dogs. Instead of intestine, these are wrapped in plastic before being cooked. And when the cooking is done,
Watch these little puppies going.
the plastic gets stripped off by this wiener machine gun.
Wow. Wow.
And up they go into the loading machine.
Fantastic.
But for all the stainless steel gadgetry, the really amazing thing here is the personal touch. There are tasters who sample every batch coming out of the smokers.
That looks awesome.
We taste sausages like this every day.
Oh, you have to. That's quality control. That's fantastic.
Pretty special, isn't it?
That is fatty and smoky, really juicy. That is the king of wieners.
I take that as the highest compliment in the world.
At Vienna Beef, hot dog making is a science.